A major government safety agency wants to cut the drunk driving limit by almost half. The National Transportation Safety Board has recommended that states lower the blood alcohol limit from 0.08 to 0.05. When other countries did that, drunk driving deaths dropped by half. There are many variables when it comes to meeting the new limit, but one government estimate says a 160-pound man would have to reduce his drinking from 3.5 beers in an hour to 2 beers. So joining us from Washington is Mark Rosenker, CBS News transportation safety analyst. He's also a former chairman of the NTSB. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Anne Marie. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. So tell me, why are these recommendations coming now?
Well, we've got more than 100 countries around the world that have gone to the 0.05, and they have done a good job of reducing the fatality rate through alcohol. So we're looking at this. We've made some tremendous progress when we went from 0.1 to 0.08. But we can do better. We're still losing too many people on our nation's highways as a result of drunk driving.
So, we've got some good news from other countries, but different countries have different cultures as it relates to driving and drinking and alcohol. Just because it works somewhere else, can we guarantee it will work here?
Well, we do know that we see alcohol affecting people's perception, affecting their ability to drive, affecting their vision. We are talking about human behavior. So the human behavior here is not any different than the human behavior somewhere else when you put alcohol into the bloodstream.
Now, it took a long time to drop the limit to 0.08. How long do you think it would take, or do you think it's reasonable to expect that states will be willing to drop the limit again?
It took 21 years, from about 1983 till 2004, before we got total compliance with all 50 states. But I believe there is a sensitivity out there. People recognize that drunk driving carries a very serious penalty. It also is a stigma to be caught drug driving, and at this point I believe we're not going to see a 21-year history for us to make these changes. I believe it will happen much sooner than that.
Mark, I think you're right in terms of the sensitivity, and that has a lot to do with the hard work of many safety groups like MAD and other groups. What's their reaction to this recommendation?
They're clearly very interested in seeing this type of thing happen. They have been advocates for making sure that we really do something to keep the people from killing themselves by drinking in the bars and in the restaurants and going out onto the highways.
I know that sort of the other end of this conversation has to do with the technology in cars and stopping people from driving drunk over and over again, the people who have an ongoing problem. Has there been any sort of changes or advancement in technology when it comes to the way cars are manufactured to reduce drunk driving?
Well, there are a number of things that are certainly going to be made available. One of the things that they're looking at is a passive device where when one gets into the automobile, it senses either through a tactile, through the steering wheel, that there may well be alcohol, too much alcohol, and also a capability where they could actually sensitize and sense through the vapors within the car. There are interesting technologies that potentially could be put into the automobile that could truly help us in the long term.
That is really fascinating stuff. Mark Rosenker, CBS News transportation safety analyst and former chairman of the NTSB, thanks so much.
Great to be with you.